Hey there and welcome to Plants vs. Germans. Today's video is going to be about slugs, and more importantly, about the one true way how to get rid of them. So first of all, how can you tell that you have slugs in your backyard? Here we have a melon plant, and as you can see, it's been almost eaten completely. And that's the first sign for slugs. You can see they just eat all the leaves. Normally they don't even leave holes like that, they just eat it off right here, and you can see some slug poo, and unfortunately they eat the whole plant if you don't get rid of them fast enough. On this melon plant you see another really good indicator if you have slugs in your backyard, and that's the slime here. Sometimes you just see it on the soil, but on the plants you can see them as well. If you want to prevent slugs from getting into your backyard and getting on your precious plants, first of all, it's really necessary to get rid of all the weeds. As you can see, this melon here has been almost eradicated by slugs, and this one right next to it is looking fine. It also has some leaves that were starting to being eaten. It also has some leaves that are starting to get eaten, right here and right here, but it looks fine. And the main difference here is I hardly have any weeds right next to it, and right next to this plant here you can see we have a lot of grass growing here, and the slugs hide underneath the grass. Right here, probably can't see any right now, but they hide in between here and come out as soon as it rained or it's getting dark. And luckily it rained, but unfortunately it rained because now the slugs are coming out even during the day, and I don't necessarily have the time to collect them all. And here you can actually see a slug that's making its way to my melon here. So it is necessary to get rid of all the weeds, like in this bed here, so the slugs don't have any space to hide beneath. What definitely also helps preventing slugs is planting your herbs and your vegetables in raised beds, as you can see here, because now the slugs have to climb up all the way here to get to your plants. And you see them better, you can grab them off more easily, and they have a harder time to just get to your plants and eat them. But they still try, as you can see here. It actually hid inside the crevice here, and since it's been raining today, it's starting to move out now and looking for my eggplants here. Well, the most effective way to get rid of slugs are chemicals, but I really don't recommend it since I don't want to kill the slugs. I think it's unfair, and they don't really harm anyone. They're quite annoying, yes, but please don't kill animals just because they're annoying. So what I'm using is this small bin here and 2 wooden sticks. You can even use a shovel, I don't care, like it doesn't matter. Just something where you can grab the snails with, or the slugs with. And what I do is I go around the garden here, especially in the farmer's garden here. We have a ton of slugs, unfortunately, and whenever it's getting dark or it rained, like today, I walk around and pick off all the slugs with the sticks here. I use them as chopsticks, basically, put them in there, and then I release them at a point where I'm pretty certain that they can't return. So it is manual labor, unfortunately, but that is the best way to get rid of all of your slugs, especially if you do it every day for at least a week, or every time it rained. Like right now we didn't have rain for 3 weeks, and you could hardly find any slugs in the garden. So what I do is I walk around the garden and check up on all the plants that are prone to have slugs on them, or spaces where I know the slugs could be hiding. And when I see one, as there is one right here, I use the chopsticks and I just try to pick it up like this here, and then I put it in here, and continue the search. So right here is the one from the start. It wants to go away already, but I'd rather pick it up right now so it can't do any harm to my plants. Where I always check are the melons here, because the slugs love them, as you can see with this one, unfortunately. And I do check the raised beds, because they even love the potatoes and especially the herbs in there, like the cilantro and the eggplants. But they also like the tomatoes in here, and they hide in the straw and the mulch here. So that's a good spot to look for slug. And also we have a mat here to prevent the weeds from coming up. And what I normally do is, when I go my tour, I lift it up once, and yeah, good thing is barely any slugs out here, just a few other crawlers. So just put it down like that, and I'll take a look underneath the wood piece here, and then I'll check the raised bed with all the herbs back there. So let's lift this up. And you can see there are a few slugs in there. Those are like, I think they're called tiger slugs. Apparently they eat the other slugs. I've actually seen one eating one, so I do believe it. But I know if we don't have any other slugs in here, then they start eating the plants too. But normally if I see a big one like that and it's only one, I leave it, especially if it's not around the plants that I want to protect from the slugs. So whenever I find slugs outside of my garden, like here, I haven't prepared this raised bed yet, I don't really mind. I just leave it there. It can munch away on all the weeds that are growing there, so they don't really do harm to me or my plants. So here we are at our raised bed with all the herbs. As you can see, they've grown quite nicely, and you can barely see the soil or the straw underneath. And I gotta admit, herbs are the plants that are probably the most threatened by slugs. They just love that stuff, as you can see with this one here. That's a small plant here. It's a mushroom herb, so it tastes and smells like mushroom, and it's been almost eaten completely. And I pick, I think, 1 or 2 slugs off here every day. And what I do with the herbs here, especially when they've grown so big, is that I just check around. Normally the slugs are on the new growth on the top here and start munching away, but I think today it actually does look quite good. Can't really see any slugs, but that's definitely a place. You can see all the leaves here have been eaten or started to being eaten, and that's definitely a spot where you really have to look each day to prevent the slugs from eating all of your herbs. So today I only found 2 slugs, which is nice, but I've been wandering around the past few days, so I'm happy that I was able to pick off all the other ones. And what I do now is that I'll go across the street here and just throw them in the field here, because even if they come back, it takes them quite a while and they'll have to cross the street, and they don't really like doing that. So now I'm in the field across the street here, and what I'll just do is I'll try to get the slugs out, and normally they stick a lot to the side here, and I'll just try to scoop them out like this. And yeah, as soon as I get them loose a bit, you can just shake them out. So here's the last one, just give it a nudge and it's out, and I'm done. On a good day I can fill this up probably till the brim. Well, good day for the slugs, not for me, but after I've collected that many and put them out here, normally the next 1 or 2 days there's not that much pressure from the slugs in the garden. So I hope this video helped you on where to find the slugs and how to get rid of them. Just do this at least a week, and then you probably won't have any trouble with slugs again, at least for another week or so. Thanks for watching. Please leave a like and subscribe, and until next time.